In today's Abandoned Adventure, we're exploring the Naval Weapons Industrial Reserve Plant in Bedford, Massachusetts. This plant, which I'll be abbreviating as NWIRP, or NWIRP, its mission was to design, fabricate, and test prototype equipment for missile guidance and control systems. The only way to get ground access to NWIRP is by Hartwell Road. The northern section is located on Hartwell's Hill and consists of the Components Laboratory and its auxiliary buildings, the Compact Test Range, formerly the Advanced Medium Range Air-to-Air Missile Development, AMRAD building, the Facilities Storage Building, the Antenna Range Facility, a former incinerator, the Government Building, and the Vitro Tower. The auxiliary buildings associated with the Components Laboratory are the Air Conditioning Room, the Cooling Tower, the Incinerator Building, and various storage buildings. The areas in between the buildings are mostly paved for parking, driveways, and walkways. Hartwell's Hill drops off steeply to the north and east, and more gradually to the south and west. A short hike through the western woods leads you directly towards the main building. Entering the building through a small window in the back, the north side, gains access to the entire facility. The Naval Weapons Industrial Reserve Plant was officially abandoned August 19, 2005, with a public health assessment done by the Agency for Toxic Substances and Disease Registry. The reason it still stands today, 16 years later, is that the assessment found no health hazards. Their toxic substance report yielded that exposures to hazardous substances in soil do not pose a public health hazard because either, 1. The area where the contamination is located is not widely used or accessible to the public, or 2. Contamination was detected only at low levels, or 3. The contamination has been entirely removed from the site. ATSDR did identify several situations in which the public may be coming in contact with site-related contaminants. The Agency for Toxic Substances determined that people who worked in or visited buildings above on-site groundwater contamination were not likely to encounter harmful levels of indoor air contaminants. Some buildings in this reserve plant sit above contaminated groundwater, which could release VOCs into building foundations. Conservative indoor modeling of potentially affected building units showed that VOC contaminants could be present in the air inside of certain buildings, but at levels below those associated with known adverse health effects. The Naval Weapons Industrial Reserve Plant in Bedford was created in October of 1952. Its mission was to provide the Raytheon Manufacturing Company of Waltham, Massachusetts, with facilities for research and development of radar, missile guidance systems, and related equipment. By the mid-1950s, when the Components Laboratory was added and most of the construction was complete, NIRIP encompassed approximately 98,000 square feet of space, with an additional 53,000 square feet comprised of guardhouses and test shelters. The old hangar, formerly operated by Transonics, was in existence from 1941 until it was demolished in 1995. The Plating Laboratory, Hawk, Lark, and Van Dusen buildings were constructed in 1952, and the FTF was constructed in 1959. Subsequently, the Navy built the Facilities Storage and Government buildings near the northern activity boundary and the Antenna Range and Transportation buildings between them. Finally, the Navy built the air conditioning and incineration facilities and the Compact Test Range. More than 16 years of abandonment has led to a lot of destruction and chaos in this facility. Ceilings have been collapsed, leaks have been sprung, and entire sections that are underwater. With each winter destroying the foundation even more, groundwater has the chance to leak into the building and freeze. A rather spectacular sight is 6 feet of water with a thin sheet of ice on top of it in one of the pump rooms. But it does lead to some very cool sights.